Hi there, everybody. My name is Izzy Palmerin. I work here in marketing at KickoffLabs.com. Welcome to this week's live marketing chats. And I'm going ahead and telling everybody on the chat to please press play. So I'm going to give people a few minutes so they go ahead and load the video. So please be patient with me. You should be able to see me. So hi, once again, my name is Izzy Palmerin. I do marketing here at KickoffLabs.com. And let me go ahead and do a couple things real quick. So I'm going to start sharing my screen in just a few moments as well. And in just a couple other moments too. So Josh is here with us. In a few other moments, we're going to be getting started reviewing landing page reviews. So actually reviewing your landing pages. If you did submit your landing page for a review, go ahead and include that within the chat box. So there's a chat box, and that's so you all can send your questions, send any comments that you might have along the way. So again, give me a couple moments and we'll start the broadcast. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start sharing my screen, and let's start reviewing your pages. One sec. So every now and then I'm going to be jumping into the actual chat, because most of the time I'm probably going to be looking at other pages. I'm going to be looking at the chat box. So like I mentioned, if you do have any questions along the way, or if you did submit your page for review, please let us know. And let's go ahead and start doing this. I will be joined by, hopefully I'll be joined by our founder, Josh Ledgard, in just a few moments, and he'll go ahead and provide some additional feedback for your landing pages and to help improve your conversion rate. So you should be all seeing the live chat box. Let's go ahead and start with the people that have showed up. Let's go ahead and quickly, because I know Mario's here. Mario, great to have you. Meet Jim, great to have you guys with us again. Kirsty, I think this is the first time that we have you with us. Great to have you. Chris, once again, Josh, thanks Josh for joining us as always. So let's go ahead, since Chris was the first one to actually share his page within the actual chat here, let's go ahead and take a look at Root and Ramble. Cool. So we're looking at Chris' page, rootandramble.com. I'll go ahead and provide some initial feedback for like on this page, and if Josh wants to join in, that's cool. Alrighty, so looking at the first part of the page, the thing that kind of throws me off just a little bit is that is like the form is pushed down just a bit, and it's overlapping the copyright here, like your 2016 Shoop design. This is meant to be like somewhat of a floating element. See how it's static here, the Shoop design. So that's what's kind of throwing me off. So just initially, it just kind of blocks the form, and there really shouldn't be anything that's standing in the way or distracting from your form. If anything, it kind of calls attention to, which could be beneficial. But if people are trying to input their email address, see, I'm trying to click into inputting my email address, I don't get access to that input email box. Looks like you're using a Kickoff Labs theme. If you need any, yes, hi Josh, thanks for joining us.
Hey, sorry, it took me a while to get my microphone working. That theme, actually, we pushed an update to that this week, and so
Awesome.
if you contact support, we can push the update, and it takes care of this issue where the page goes a little bit longer, and that bottom bar is overlaying the theme. So if you just email support, we can update it to the latest version of that template and take care of that issue.
one of the best ways to actually stay up to date with all of our changes is following our Twitter account. So be sure to follow twitter.kickofflabs. Actually, I'm sorry, twitter.com. So used to saying .kickofflabs. Twitter.com/kickofflabs, and you'll see all of our change logs. So in case there's any updates to themes that you're currently using, you will be the first to get notified on those. So just to make sure it's not hurting your conversion rate in any way. Because like I said, it's this email address area doesn't, it's not clickable. So something you should take care of. I really like the logo. It looks like a nice, clean, professional logo. The background image looks very clean as well. I think I haven't read into the copy, but I have somewhat of an idea as to what's going on the page. But let's go ahead and see if this background image supports what's going on. Something that I would kind of recommend too is see how this guy is like looking at the plant, and his direction is focused. Actually, and his focus makes us look in this direction, which is towards the actual plant. There's a lot of online photo editors out there that can make flipping around this image super easy. And what would happen is that this guy's face would turn around. Sure, you might get some of this like image over your actual form, but the guy would then be looking at your form. There might be some plant background, so maybe you might need to fade it just a little bit. But you could use these kinds of directional cues to actually make people look at the most important elements on the page, which in this case is your actual sign-up form. So those kind of little hacks go a really long way. Let's go ahead and start reading into the copy. Get pumped for a new crop of grow threads. All right, so hopefully this is highly targeted traffic that you're driving to this page, because it's hard for me to get pumped for a crop, for a new crop of grow threads. First off, I have no idea what grow threads are, and hopefully getting pumped is something that your audience actually says to themselves. So if I'm around a circle of like farmers or of growers, are those words that they would be using? Like, oh yeah, well, I'm pumped for this new crop of grow threads. So basically what I'm trying to get at is that you should be using the kind of jargons and the kind of words that your target customer is using. So let's go ahead and read on the rest of the page. We're still busy behind the scenes. I hate when people lead in with a we. The problem is that this is going to create, actually this is going to disengage the actual person. So if your headline kind of worked to actually engage me, all right, well, I am pumped for this new crop of grow threads. But then I'll start reading, well, we're still plenty busy behind the scenes, but it won't be long now. You're actually, you're leading off talking about your company. Don't do that. Just talk about the actual customer. You're already talking about them getting pumped. How else are they going to get pumped? I mean, just continue with that, with that kind of story. Share your email, and we'll let you know when we launch the shop. Not sorry that I'm kind of crossing it out, but not the greatest kind of of way to follow up your headline that's trying to like build some kind of excitement. It's just saying, share your email and we'll let you know. We're busy and we'll let you know. Meanwhile, Root and Ramble apparel is being tested by Real Grow Apparel. Okay, this I have no idea if it's grow. Actually, it says quality growwear. Here we go. So this logo gives you some context. See, I mean, you got to let people know exactly what's going on this page, what the product is about. You can't expect people to like read into the page how I'm doing. I'm actually analyzing the page and trying to read into it, trying to see what's going on. Most people are not going to. If they don't get it, they're going to walk away right away. So so you got to be careful with like explaining as to what's really going on. So is it an apparel company? It looks like it is. So it's quality growwear. Show me more of that quality growwear. I can see this guy's wearing a shirt, but his focus is on the plant. So it made me think that it was. And now I kind of know what grow threads are. All right, like grow like shirts and t-shirts, like the company Threadless, and now it makes sense. But I shouldn't have to work that hard to actually deduce what's going on this page. And let's go ahead and continue just a little bit. So you're asking for first name, last name, email address, and how they found you. I'm kind of wondering why you have so many form fields. Are you going to be immediately using that first name, last name, email address? Obviously, you need that because you need a way to actually follow up. And I'm not sure why you're asking for their, how they actually found you. This is just an additional field, and you're going to find that most people are going to leave it as Facebook. So you might be misled that people are just simply leaving that first option. So what I personally would do is track people, track where they're coming from, because there's actually ways that you can generate links. For example, Google something called UTM, so the letters UTM Builder, and actually that's a tool made by Google specifically to track these kind of campaigns, to track specifically where people are coming from. That's going to be way more useful than asking people, because like I said, most of them may just leave it as the default one, and you're going to be misled. I mean, you're going to be thinking that you're getting most traffic from Facebook, but what if most of your traffic is coming from Twitter? So that's something that I would be careful with. I like how you're using your social icons here. That's actually building some kind of trust on the page. I mean, the page already looks great. Has a nice logo, nice background image, looks professional. So this is kind of like adding to that, but fixing those other elements on that page, just making it clear, as 100% clear as to what's going on this page, not making people work to actually learn as to what's going on, and not making them work so hard to sign up. First name, last name, email address. Since you're using KickoffLabs, actually, and hopefully you're on our premium account, you will get access to something called our Magic Contact Data, which is additional social and demographic information. And in a lot of cases, you're going to get that first name and last name automatically, so you probably won't have to ask for it. So hopefully I can just sign up with my email address. Hopefully these fields are not required, and let's see what'll happen. Oh, last thing, notify me. I don't love this call to action. We have a strong belief here at Kickoff Labs that your call to action should be strongly related to the action on the page. So if people are getting their growth threads, well, the call to action should be sign up to get your awesome growth threads, or dress better as a farmer, or something like that. Just something that's more related to your page. Oh yeah, what a bummer. So first name and last name are required. If you insist on leaving these fields, I would not make them required, because people might walk away. If it's a really great offer, they're going to sign up. And something that I really didn't see on the previous page was any kind of incentive.
At least make last name not required, because there's a bunch more privacy issues that I think people have with sharing like a full name. And so it's friendly to kind of maybe expect a first name, because I understand you might want to do email newsletters with, hi Jim or hi Josh. But to make me enter a last name feels really like, man, do I really need to give you my last name? I'm not paying for anything with a credit card. Like, just keep it more friendly and relaxed.
True, very true. Thanks for that great advice, Josh. And I was going to go ahead and continue that. You're actually talking about that you're hooking people up with a coupon, but on your sign-up page, there's really no mention of that. Or maybe it might have been like super hidden. No, actually, there is no mention. So there's no like real incentive for people to sign up now. People can, what they're actually going to do is they're going to be like, okay, well, we'll let you know when we launch. All right, you're not ready? All right, well, I'm not ready to give you my email address. I'll come back in a month. I'll come back later if I remember to. But if you give them some kind of incentive, like, all right, sign up today, and we'll give you a 10% off discount code when we finally launch, or a 20%, whatever you want. That's actually a great way for people to take immediate action, because people are greedy online. People want to know what's in it for them. Let's go ahead and take a look. Thank you, big clean thank you. I like it. I like this image too. It's like a nice strong image of the actual t-shirt. So I think it's a really strong image. So cool. If you invite friends, sign up for the launch notification, we'll get down on our dirty knees in gratitude and grant you a goodly discount. I like that kind of what's it called? Like a personality that the page has. I wish that the previous page had a little bit more personality in the copy as well, and wasn't so hard to read into, I guess. But let's go ahead and take a look at your incentives. Everything else looks pretty good. I'm not sure about this ready here, because all it's doing is like pushing all of the other stuff down the page, and what's going to happen? People might not notice that there's these additional levels, because all you're saying is like, we'd like to hook you up, invite friends to sign up for the launch notification. You're not mentioning, there's no mention of like of that it's possible to get more rewards the more friends you refer. So people would need to scroll down just a little bit, and a lot of people won't. I mean, it kind of looks like it ends here. You can tell on my screen. And once people scroll down, they'll be like, oh, shoot, there's more stuff that I could do. So here's how I get my 10% off. Oh, okay. So I need to actually invite 10 people. So don't. Another strategy is like not to mislead people. I mean, it can help. Obviously, misleading people is going to get you more signups, but it's going to bring down your credibility a lot. So be upfront. Tell them, share, and you'll get a coupon. Don't tell them that actually. And this is kind of like being kind of vague, which will work. We'd like to hook you up with the coupon, but what do you have to do to actually do it? Invite friends. So okay, just be sure that it's 100% noticeable that people need to scroll down, and that there are these additional levels that they could reach for sharing friends. Other than that, it's a pretty good campaign. I know I got the email. Let's quickly take a look at that. Alrighty, so it's thanks for signing up. Again, you're leading with, we're working hard to unite growers. That's not so bad, because actually you're talking about uniting growers. So cool. Looks like a pretty good campaign. Josh, do you have any additional feedback?
No, you covered most of it. I just want to let Chris know I went ahead and published an update to his page, so that if you refresh that page, it shouldn't have. There you go. The bottom bar is gone.
Nice. Got it.
You're using the background image to be centered, and so because the page is a little bit longer than your background image is, there's that white space at the bottom. If you set the background image to scaled, it would scale the image. Or, as Izzy was saying, maybe cut down some of your copy and the requirement for the last name, and your page won't be longer than the image in that case. And I think it'll look a lot better. But that was my only minor suggestion there. I've got the Meet Jim site up. If I can go ahead and share the entire screen here. All right, so I'm on the Meet Jim page. A couple things. I'm okay. Like right away, this font is very friendly and personal with the little logo guy up here. And I think that's fine for your logo. Obviously, I am not a huge fan of this style of cursive font on the web when it comes to like headlines. Because honestly, this is just a little hard to read. And it's a primary tagline where it says world-class trainers anytime, anywhere. I wish that was a more standard font like this, because if you could just compare the two fonts, this one, and you're skimming the page, this is real easy to read. This is not as easy to read up here if you're just kind of skimming the page. So I would avoid the use of like cursive or kind of fanciful fonts in most cases that are not like your logo or just a couple of words. When you're trying to get people to read a tagline, I don't think this stands out really well. My next piece of advice here is you start out by saying join us. I would just say start out with the value proposition. I would just go straight into get your training plans from real trainers, not robots. Just think about the few things to simplify this page. I know you're being cutesy with this image here. There's a lot going on in this page, and so I'm going to suggest a few things to cut on the page. That would be one of them. So I would just cut that robot from the page. Another thing, visually, design-wise, when you're looking at the page, this way, there is a lot, because there's a lot going on. The call to action, although you have this giant button here, it's blue, and it's kind of the same shade of blue. This is blue. My eyes get drawn here. I actually wanted to click on this one first because it's nice and red and contrasting. And I feel like you're missing out on having a contrasting color here. So I might just think about what color you have here. and maybe make this one down here, make this call to action your blue one. So I'll say B for blue there. So it blends in a little bit more, because if you look at the page from a call to action, like what am I supposed to do on the page? And I'm staring from 10 feet away. I see this, I see this, I see this chat, and I see the image over here. Obviously that draws your eyes. And there's a lot going on. And so, you know, I'm not saying you have to cut the chat or you have to take a sneak peek, but maybe this shouldn't be as big a thing of take a sneak peek. Maybe that should be smaller text instead of a button, or just a link instead of a button, and it'll look a lot cleaner. Then you can use your contrasting color, so C for a contrasting color there, and I think it'll work out to be a little cleaner for you. The other thing is, I think your primary audience is people who are probably clients. I'm betting that most of the people who sign up are clients. I would actually get rid of making this selection a requirement, and I would think about just having a singular checkbox that just says, I'm a trainer, check. Or just drop the requirement. I think people that are trainers will pick it. Again, I like as minimal form as required to sign up. So let's see. I feel like this text right here, that you have 884 people, it's great social proof. Joined our free iPhone app last week. Instead of saying we connect personal, I would say they've been connected, or these clients have been connected to trainers. So focus on them, not we. So kill the we talk. Talk about these 834 people and how you really helped them in this sentence. I would cut the officially launching date, and then I would also move this text to be below this area here, and I think it'll balance the page out a lot better, because now you go from this headline straight to the form, which feels a little presumptuous, and then you're going to this text. But if you just took this text and moved it up into this location, there's space for it, especially, like I said, if you kill this robot guy over here and put it up in here, I think you'll be leveraging the social proof a lot more. That then also means this take a sneak peek probably needs to either be, either need to get rid of or move it down lower somewhere on the page to get going. Now scrolling down the page, the hero image is fine over the side. It gives a great view of the app running on a device. I wish there was a little bit more padding maybe in this section, just to make the page feel like, you see this is a nice white space here. This is a very busy white space. So I wish there was just a little bit more padding in the design to make the form and the image stand out. We scroll down the page. You've got this headline that says, who are we? And you're expecting people to be able to read this text in here, and I can't read it. I get that it's this fun caricatures of the founders maybe of the product, but it's just the text is too small. It doesn't really stand out. I would just ditch this whole section and maybe talk about a why we exist, and just have maybe another image or some text. Because this, I don't think, I'll bet if you cut it off the page, you won't notice a single difference in the conversion rate of this page. Sorry to be so harsh, but again, this is you, right? You've got all this you stuff, all this we stuff here. You've got all this we, like this is about us, and frankly, no one cares. What they care about, and you want to get rid of the we. Like, I love drawing on pages, and if you get rid of it, you can focus on what's in it for the customers. And so maybe these images are a hero image of a customer and how much better they'll be off they'll be when they get personalized training plans. Or you can give an example of a personalized training plan. There's a lot of other copy that you probably have, because you've got some progress on the app. You've got some people that have joined. You've got a testimonial. There's probably a lot more information you could put about the app that would convince somebody that this is something that they need in their lives, as opposed to just talking about yourselves. You see a lot of startups putting the talking about themselves and the founding team, and I'm not a huge fan of it. And a lot of the big reason they do it is because they're looking for investment, and it's important for investors to know who's behind the company. That can still be on a second page. It can be on a /about page or something for the company. and I feel like it'll do yourself a better service if you do that. So now let's see what happens if I sign up here. Also, the choice for I'm a client or I'm a trainer doesn't really, like, I'm neither right now, right? And a lot of the people who visit the page aren't either, which is another reason I wanted to cut the I'm a client, because I'm not a client of your service yet, and I'm not a trainer. And the fact that it's required then makes me think, boy, I shouldn't even sign up. Like, I'm not a client today and I'm not a trainer. Like, maybe even if you're going to keep it, I want to train, or I want plans, and I'm a trainer, something like that, because it just makes me not want to sign up. But I'll pick client so I can sign up and see what happens. It looks like you just have a success message here on a page. I wish this was taking me to a thank you page. It looks like you are using our any form, but you don't have it configured to take someone anywhere. And I think if you had it going to a thank you page, you can spend a lot more time than reinforcing some of the traits about the app, getting people to share. Because right now, you're not really giving me a reason to share. And if you're having problems with that, feel free to reach out to support and let us know, and we can help you. We can help you with that setup. Were there any comments or questions in the chat that we should bring up, Izzy, about this page? I can't have it open with the sharing my screen here, but
Actually, just a lot of praise on Meet Jim's parts. This is epic stuff. So glad I made this webinar.
Cool. Happy to help. Izzy, do you have the next page? You want to take over screen sharing?
Yes, sure thing. I have When Your Tech Open. We'll be doing Career Muse, and I think there's another one. Just in case we skip your page, please let us know in the chat, because we're doing plenty of chatting today, and just to make sure it doesn't get past us. Alrighty, so we're looking at Win Your Tech. So I forgot whose page this is exactly, but your page is up. Awesome. So we're looking at win top tech prizes for tiny prices. Alrighty. I mean, I'm kind of engaged, and you see how I kind of went to open my little marker here, my little highlighter, and I get an exit intent. So I'm seeing that this is our bounce exit intent. You're missing a trick. Go for it. Sign up. I have no idea what that means. You're missing a trick. Okay. Earn great rewards. Yes, I would like to earn great rewards, but that headline really kind of like confuses me, and that's going to make me close the page. I really have no idea. I mean, Win Your Tech, it seems like a pretty cool concept, and looks like you have a pretty good domain name, but this headline here, you're missing a trick, makes no sense to me. Let's go ahead and close this up, see what happens. Alrighty, so once again, Win Your Tech, a big old logo here, so I still kind of confused. I know that I could win top tech prizes, but I don't know how I could do it. Have you got what it takes? What do I need for it to, for me to win those tech prizes? Okay, I mean, you're probably going to get a lot of signups on this page, because most people want to win stuff for free, and you have an image of a MacBook here and of an iPad. So you're probably going to get a pretty decent conversion rate. And it looks like a pretty simple design. It's very focused. The call to action is extremely easy to find. I can walk away. I'm actually walking away now, and I could see your call to action from. All right, now I'm back on my microphone, from far away. So, so great job there. It contrasts very nicely against the page, and the background image works very well. How it's kind of blurred and how it's kind of faded as well works very nicely. Doesn't distract from the main call to action. I'm kind of wondering why you're saying check us out on Facebook and Twitter. And to be very honest with you, I mean, I probably would, because I kind of have no context as to what your business does. So let's quickly jump to your one tweet and and you're following 3 people. Yeah, I'm probably gonna walk away from this page and be like, these guys, they just want to collect information. So I'd be kind of weary to kind of leave you my actual email. What I would do, I would actually kind of provide a little bit more context as to where are those prizes coming from. Are there any quotes that you could use on this page? Josh has one of his favorite quote hacks, and it's actually one of my favorite too, which is using an industry quote. So it looks as if you don't have any kind of audience yet. I mean, you have 0 followers on Twitter. I'm not going to check your Facebook, but most likely you don't have that huge of an audience. So in this case, using some kind of some kind of quote might work well on the page. As I was mentioning, Josh's favorite, well, our favorite, which is to use an industry quote, which is basically something that somebody in your industry might have said, that that's that is a headline that might have been used in a trade magazine, something like that. Something that'll give me a little bit more context, like I said, where these prizes are actually coming from. And I'm seeing here for tiny prices, so it's kind of like, all right, what do you mean tiny prices? I'm gonna have to pay for these? So it's kind of confusing into what's going on. Let's see what happens.
There's an awful lot of contradictions on this page that
there are, right? Exactly. It's like win for tiny, because winning, I mean, that's like, there's a difference between a raffle and a giveaway. I remember, I mean, I've tried to like win Lamborghinis and stuff like that, and like Ferraris at like car shows where you have to pay a price. That doesn't feel like you're winning anything. It doesn't feel like you're feel like you're getting ripped off. So let's see what happens when I enter, because yes, enter could be a decent call to action for winning. Coming spring 2006. Now invite friends and earn amazing rewards. This is our default text. And at this point, I'm still kind of confused as to what's going on. You're a member of our exclusive mailing list. Hey, well, I do commend you on using our new viral competition theme. This is actually one of our newer themes newer thank you page themes based on our award-winning, might I say, Harry's goes viral. So looks really nice, has a nice layout, but like I said, I mean, you should let people know and see how it's saying, okay, so what is Win Your Tech? Yes, I wanted to know. It's a weekly kick-ass prize competition. Boom! That's a cool headline right there. This is what should be used on your main sign-up page, because once again, I had to deduce as to what was going on the actual page. I kind of didn't know. And what is Win Your Tech? This is it's hidden way down here. Most people are probably not going to scroll down this far. Granted, I'm not going to, I wouldn't recommend placing all of this text on your sign up page, but kind of breaking it up. Boom. And you're saying, so of course, only from the best brands, Apple, Bose, Samsung. All right. So you have those name brands. You should be flaunting those. Geeky gadgetry. So you have some kind of personality as well. Flaunt that on your sign up page, flaunt that in your copy. In this case, I'm sorry to say, but we see a lot of customers that like jump directly into the building phase. They want to get their landing page up, which is good. I mean, it's good pre-validation. Get your landing page up, try to get people to the page as soon as possible. But before you actually do that, for you to have the best conversion rate possible, for you to get the best results, is to first work on your copy. All right, the copywriting comes first, and then comes the actual design. So don't try to like write your copy directly in the actual design, because that's just going to mess you up. You're not going to know, there's not going to be any focus. You're going to be distracted by the actual elements on the page. So my recommendation to you would probably be step away from the actual designs for a couple hours, an hour or two. Spend that time writing your copy, and then come back and place it onto your campaign. It'll be amazing. It'll be amazing. Trust me. I think that's all my feedback. Josh, any additional feedback? Josh is muted.
No, I mean, I think you covered it. I mean, it's just the big thing is on that first page. There has to be a lot more context, I think, to convince me to sign up in terms of what it's there, what you're doing, what I get, what the cause and effect is for actually entering an email address. It's just it's not clear. And then that secondary call to action, I don't know if you talked about that check us out on Facebook and Twitter. I wouldn't ask for that, especially when you have no followers and not much information. It's just this dueling is competing with the call to action to get somebody to sign up on the page. And so I would just cut that part out, use the text space you've got to explain why it's important for someone to sign up. for your product, because I went through Izzy's whole thing. I'm still not sure what you guys do or why I should sign up, and I think that has to be abundantly clear on the page. So that's just the biggest thing. I've got the next page set up. I think Career Muse is the next one. Go here. So let's go to the Career Muse page. So right away, you've got this header up here, and it's fine to link to the blog, but if this is just a general landing page, I'm not a fan of like having this contact us right here, because in the top right, it's sort of a competing call to action with what you probably really want people to do, which is down here on the page. And so I'm not a fan of having both this contact us link, which takes me to a completely separate page. As you can see, like now I'm on this, got questions, asked us. Well, I mean, it's at the top of the page, and at this point, I'm at the top of the page. I really don't know why I'd ever click contact us. It's fine if you want to have a contact button on our page, but put it in the footer, like just link to the contact us or reach out to us, because up here it really competes with this first call to action in this space. My next piece about it is, I might take this white header. I might just get rid of the white header up here then, because again, I don't think the blog is critically important to get people to click out right away. I might then have a white version or the inverse color version of your logo, whatever, and just put it in this spot here. So if we take our logo, we put it there, and then this whole section with the image moves up. The page is going to look cleaner. The form is going to be higher up on the page. The copy moves higher up on the page. Everything will be a little bit nicer on this page, I think, if you just make those couple of design changes there, and it'll look cleaner, and looking cleaner is a trust factor that'll lead to more conversions. I do like the tagline, Career Muse, life is short, love what you do. Perfect. But then you jump into Career Muse is your job search companion. It just leads with the name, and I wish the copy was something like get a job search companion with Career Muse. So don't lead with the name, lead with the value is. So get a job search companion with Career Muse, and I think that'll work better for you. Get and then you can explain more in this sentence. Get recommended roles, composing resumes, preparing for interviews, and mentoring you for career tech. This sort of feels a little bit jumbled, like you're just put a couple of lines together, like recommended roles, composing resumes, feature prepping interviews, mentoring you for career and tech, and then you've got our digital interview prep is free to use, get unlimited practice anywhere, anytime. I wish this was just in the form of a sentence about, just pick 2 or 3 of the primary things that that makes you a job search companion, or explains what people will get out of it. Get free. Obviously, this interview prep is free. You mention it here and you mention it here. So this line could say something like, get free interview prep and mentorship for a career in tech. Like, just take those 2. And then simplify this, because you've already said it. Get access to our free interview prep to use anywhere. Again, like 1 sentence, not 2 sentences in this block. Shorten it up a little bit. And then I don't feel like this call to action section stands out very well. This color right here, this greenish color, especially with the black or brown text on top of it, it feels very drab. I want my career, like this line, life is short, love what you do. It's white, it's got a shadow, it's bold, it's exciting, and it creates that like excitement for people. And then I get to the call to action button, it just looks a little, I don't know, it looks a little like boring, like get interview access, and it's not bright, it's not colorful, it doesn't stand out on the page. And you want to keep that kind of bright motivational excitement that you have with this line going here. So making this button, a bright, a bright green or a bright orange, or even this purple. Like, I know sometimes I say don't you reuse the same color, but this purple with the white would just feel a lot better in that image, in that space. And I wish the form was just a little bit bigger. Like if you're gonna have a custom page, You could, if this was just one line here, and then you cut this section here, this part could take over the whole thing. So the whole area here could be the form, centered, of course, not where I've got the logo. And then the box could be this big, and your bright, colorful button could be this big within here, and it would just stand out. It'd be way more exciting feeling on the page for the person to convert and when they're looking at the page. So let's scroll down a little bit and see what's going on here. The background image is fine. It's not distracting. It looks like people giving each other maybe career advice or staring at this person's iPad. Well, not. She's the only one looking at the iPad. Stock photography is wonderful. But it's fine. It's not going to hurt your call to action. I like it says, you're not alone. I wish it was a little bit more context in this first line. Maybe even, you're not alone. This line being right below it, like instead of separating it with the image, if this line was right below it, it kind of explained why you're not alone instead of you're not alone and like, whoa, what does this unhappy faces mean? And having to go here. But if the text was there and then the image was below it, I think it makes a little bit more sense. I have the same feeling for the other images here as well. It's good copy. It's specific to your brand. It's not generalized. And in general, you're speaking to the audience, which is great. I mean, you're not alone. Job searching is tough. It's hard to stand out. Like these are all just problem statements that somebody might say. And I really like the copy. I just, like I said, wish it was just organized a little bit differently with that line right below it to make it so you're not sandwiching the image and separating the image out a little bit there. And I'm sure you can have, if you've got a designer that can help out make that look better, so the copy reads as more of a sentence with each of these. Again, just cut out the we and just say simplify the job search, or simplify your job search. And then you can talk about intelligent job fit, resume lift, mock interviews, and you've got, I wish the copy here was about half as long, like wish each section was just this. I wish it was simpler. And then you've got this weird line that's here. I don't know. I know you're kind of trying to make this story flow, but these lines in here, just visually, they stand out. I wish it was just integrated into my one line up here, like, save yourself the frustration. Don't scroll through job sites that drive you insane. Stand out from the pack. Stand out from your pack and market yourself in a simpler way. Like, it pays to be prepared. Mock interviews. Like, if this was just integrated into this one sentence up here, I feel like it'd be a lot better. And it would then allow you to highlight these testimonials, which I think are much stronger copy than that single line standing on its own. And you could bump these testimonials. I feel like these testimonials should have their own section with a headline. So I wish there was a headline that says, why this is important, or why career moves helped me. I think if that stood on its own, it would look attention to what are really cool testimonials, because you've got them, and so using them on the page be good, and actually making them stand out, because these testimonials really don't play exactly with this with each one. I mean, it does a little bit. My favorite piece of service, how personalized it is. I guess that's with the intelligent job fit statement. But if you just still had a headline and had it in the same column format like this, you could make the image bigger, like standing out above it, and then the quote and the text bigger, and it would still stand out a little bit more on the page. I would just kill the launching in early. There's really no reason for you to say that. Nobody cares. You can be clear about that when somebody signs up. And then you have a team of experts behind you. That's fine. Career muses, resume muses, machine muses. Interested in becoming a muse? Let's chat. It's fine. Oh, and here you've got a separate testimonial section. Like, I wish maybe this is the layout I was looking for above, with the bigger image and then the quote. Maybe think about why you need two separate testimonial sections, or just make 6 testimonials there, or rotate them, or something that's there. Been there, done that. We've got your back. Here's a team section, and again, like, I really, like, why is this important? Like, I get, and it's just this bullet list. Like it looks like a resume. I'm not even going to read it. It just kind of looks like you copied a LinkedIn resume there. Um, just one line about each of the people. Like, you know, I've conducted hundreds of interviews from winners to total flops. Like I've screened thousands of job seekers. Like just one sort of success line for each of you, and don't sit there telling your story because again, people really don't care. Um, you've got this call to action. What's keeping you back from making your next move? But then there's no click here to sign up. You're kind of missing like here's a line saying, "What's keeping your next move? What's my next move? Oh, it's the copyright." And like it's sort of a letdown. So either put a call to action button or just kill this text in this location here. So now let's see what happens if we sign up. Oh, it did nothing. It says we'll get back to you shortly. That should be a Kickoff Labs thank you page. You'll get at least 30 to 40% more leads. You'll get the viral boost. You'll get a dedicated thank you page, a much better experience after someone that signs up. Hook it up. It'll work out better for you to do the sharing. Maybe you do have Kickoff Labs enabled and it's just you don't have the sharing turned on. The social sharing that Izzy showed on a couple of pages really does work in people's favor. I get maybe you're worried about the privacy, but you can always make people the default text when people tweet it is like, "Hey, looking for a new job, check this out," or for my friends who are job searching, like make it just not about them. It's about broadcasting this cool service that they found for other people looking for jobs, and that would be and that might be an incentive. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. Izzy, you got the next page queued up?
Yes, I do. So let me go ahead and share mine. Alrighty, so we're looking at Christy's page. We're going to be looking at industrial air cleaners, and I was telling her yours is next. So looking at, okay, Camphil's sign up for a free indoor air quality check in your warehouse facility. So very industrial. I would imagine that this is being pushed towards those kind of decision makers that are working in factories and in the manufacturing space and that kind of industrial space. So small things that kind of throw me off. The page title. So be sure that you put in the exact page title that you want to show up in the browser tab. Right now, I'm just looking at industrial air cleaners. Doesn't really instill any kind of curiosity in me. Doesn't really drive any kind of message. So you can customize this. This also looks like it's a Kickoff Labs page. You can customize this from the page designer. Go into the settings tab on the left-hand side, and we recommend you fill out all that page title, description, and the social share information. So in case people want to share this page with their coworkers, with other decision makers, then all that information will be readily available. They're not going to see any kind of default text that says page title goes here or something like that. So let's go ahead and read more into the page. I'm not too crazy about this logo here. It's a nice looking logo, gives you a little bit more more of a professional feel, but since it's a little bit large, it actually pushes down the entire page, and it looks as if there's a good image here, and it makes me gives me curiosity. I'm just wondering why it's not set up like this, which is when arriving on this page, it would just give me a little bit, it would give me a better idea as to what this page is about. Okay, looking at the image, all right, so this is for like I said, for industrial spaces, for that kind of industry. So let's take a look at the copy as well. Sign up for free indoor air quality. I mean, I already read this. Check in your warehouse facility. All right, very specific. Kind of does confuse me just a little bit. I mean, I do know what's going on, but it's very specific. Get insight into the quality of your air within your workspace and find out how to improve it for. All right. I'm not sure why you're separating it with this little, with the page separator here. This might look better as, well, actually, it looks pretty good like this. Healthier employees, increased productivity, um, less cleaning. Okay, so it looks like you have some pretty good benefits here. Your chance to win a Can Cleaner City M. I have no idea what this is at this point, but Yeah, I probably would get rid of this section just so it feels more connected to the actual section here, which actually it is because you're talking about what the benefits are, and the text gets awful small. Like actually, I'm kind of drawing over it, but I believe that this text, maybe if you bump up the font sizes just a little bit, it won't be as hard to actually read against against this actual background because I guess how I put it, the green is a good color. It's a good, strong, solid color, but it's not as readable as it could be if it were black, for example. But if you're gonna, if you insist on keeping it this color, since it is your brand color, making this font just a little bit bigger would make your page easily readable because I won't have to squint as much to read into this text. And I would call out this incentive a little bit more because you're saying, and find out how to improve it for your chance to win. I mean, how would I improve? I mean, yeah, I can improve my chances to win, but I would call out the actual your chance to win a cam cleaner, possibly place it underneath the form. So placing this last your chance to win. So it's like sign up and
Hazy, you've got like 2 more minutes. I'm going to move you to the lightning round.
boom. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So basically, call out the main incentive. What's the main incentive on this page? That cam cleaner. Going to the rest of the page, this is some copy which is exclusive for Silt members. Hopefully you're driving targeted traffic. I know I mentioned that a lot, but it's really important, the quality of traffic that you're driving to this page. So if you are sending this to those highly targeted segments, to those decision makers, then they'll know exactly what's going on. Otherwise, you're gonna have to do a lot of explaining, and people aren't going to read into all of this copy. So you might want to break this up, or maybe compress this text just a little bit because it's an awful lot of copy and kind of small for being a landing page. So that's probably what I would improve on the sign up page. Let's quickly go over here, go to the sign up. All right, thank you for signing up. As promised, our latest guidance document is yours to keep. Oh, okay, so I do get a document. That's my that's my incentive. There's no mention of that. So there's actually two incentives on your page. So it's the free download, which I already checked well, actually I can see my email that I do have that download available for me, and I can download it now directly. So this is a Kickoff Labs page. You could do, in case you didn't know, you could do this with Kickoff Labs. You offer that downloadable PDF. Awesome, cool. But there's no mention, it's not called out as large as it should be on your sign up page, and neither is that price. So make sure that's way more noticeable, and you're going to get a higher conversion rate. And yeah, it looks like it's on to the lightning round. So who's going to take care of this lightning round? Josh, you are? Josh, is he around?
Yeah, I'm here. I will. I was trying to deal with people were seeing the wrong screen for a while there. So I believe it should be, yeah, it's still showing your screen. Hopefully when I switch over and share my screen, it'll just show my screen. Share that screen here. All right, now it says I'm screen sharing, present to everyone. I'll just say present to everyone. You are sharing and presenting to everyone. All right. Hopefully you guys should see the chat, and then you should see libraryapp.co. Really quick, couple pages up here without favicon set. If you have a brand, just an L or just something, it's just a small little thing, note you could do on the page. Library, discover the next great story from new and upcoming writers. I'm not a grammar person, but this looks awkward, the apostrophe there. And so I get that. I get your value proposition. And it looks like this is about discovery, like discovery for a person. But then this says, is your story not getting the attention it deserves? Library is a platform that lets all writers. So this looks like it's aimed at somebody who's reading, readers, and this looks like it's aimed at writers. I don't know which your landing page is trying to get. If you're trying to get both, I suggest having separate pages, one for each segment. And that way it's not confusing the story, because right now this is a little bit confusing. Discover the next great story, and then is your story not getting the attention it deserves? You're speaking to two different audiences there. And it says library is a platform that lets all writers publish their story for free and gives readers the opportunity to discover great stories. So you are looking for both, but it's just, I would focus on one, or tell a story that it's for writers and readers, because right now it's a little bit confusing who you're aimed at. This red color isn't used anywhere else. I might just use the library, just keep the page more minimal with the yellowish color. And let's see what happens if I sign up here. Awesome, thanks for signing up. This text got really large and pushed the thank you message way down. I would just keep the same size text for a headline as like this, or the same headline style. Get rid of this text. All you have to do is 3 that's like highlighted, underlined. Is way too much attention because you've got all these big bold things, but you push the important part, these links, way down here to the bottom. So just think about that when you're doing it. All right, freelance graphic. I really not a huge fan of this site. I know you're a graphic designer, but watch this. There's like a whole bunch of animations, if you can see it, that happen, and they draw and they redraw the page. Like the page comes up and then it redraws itself. Like it doesn't help. It doesn't help. This is gray on black. It just honestly, even on my nice Retina screen, it doesn't contrast really well, so it's hard to read. And if nothing else, copy should be easy to read. This is on the right-hand side of the page. All this big empty space over here where most people read is on the left-hand side. So this just needs to go over. Show me you understand web design. Make this a best practice. Make the page load fast. Move this stuff over here. This tweet button is just completely out of place. Like, why would I tweet you? Why in the world? I don't even know what you do. I get contact me being important. I hover over it. It turns white. The page image background is white. Put a little TLC into the design here like you would for a client site, and I think this will be a lot better. Again, there's these animations. There's text I can't read up here. This text is hovering. The logo text is hovering over this text in a spot where I might be trying to read it. And then you get to the portfolio, view my work. There's all these fancy animations, and it's not helpful. It's not readable. I need to be able to read it and understand the page before I contact you. It's not obvious where the form is. Let's work together, discuss. What does contact me do? Doesn't seem to do anything. Oh, it opens an email. I have a web-based contact form. What we've learned is not everybody has their email clients hooked up, especially maybe the people who aren't web savvy like you have. They're just using a web-based email. This link is not necessarily going to work all the time for them. So having a web-based contact form is actually important. I would focus on that. And just overall page readability and design. Drumstick companion. I'll ignore the pop-up, though it should be personalized. This video, it's a lot of quick moving stuff. One trick for these background videos is to slow it down. Do a slow-mo video or just something that's a little bit slower that is not so distracting. This guy's going crazy. I don't even want to read the sign up button here. It's just hard to see because there's so much going on the page because this guy is nuts and drumming. And I get that's what you're after, but like if this was a slow-mo video of just a 1 second of this video, the hand tapping, pick the best second, slow it down to like a 10-second loop so it's in slow-mo. It might look a lot better. Passionate Drummers Beat 6. I wish the logo was on the top up here. I think the page would balance out better. A little bit less space to move, although I would cut some of the spacing to move the form up, and then give people a reason. Like sign up for an invite to join is not a reason, so give people a reason to join. The Fab Shave Club, I think they were in here as well. I saw that link posted here. The countdown, like coming soon, this just tells me to go away. So tie that earn cool rewards by signing up before we launch, and then have a launch date here with the countdown. Then you're giving them incentives and telling them they only have 32 days to sign up instead of it being saying there's nothing to do here for 32 days. So just reorder the page a little bit. Get high quality blades and shaving cream delivered for just a few dollars a month. I don't understand why people insist on using this key. I'll bet you take the key off, it doesn't change and it clutters the page a lot less than here. I get that the popular the Harry's razors campaign used a key, but it wasn't thrown in on the above the button like this. And it's really not adding to your copy or adding anything here. Discover a better way to shave. Like discover to really fit. This would be binoculars, right? Or welcome to the club isn't the best call to action, although I do like how the button stands out compared to the colors here. I wish how it works was more like a hero line, like get a better shave or something this way. Yeah, like this one is a great secondary headline, shave your way. And now let's sign up and see what happens. Club. Yep, and you've got, this is just our default text, so give people a reason to share up here. I don't even, oh, you've got great rewards, but they're not mentioned up here. You just say amazing rewards, but it doesn't tease the subscription, the Fitbit, and everything else. So just mention those things. And we are out of time. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Josh at KickoffLabs. Oh, get Shogo. Okay, we'll do that real quick. For anybody's over, you're lucky I looked at the chat. So if anybody's over time, you guys can go. I will look at the Get Shogo page really fast. Shogo, you got a nice colorful logo with a video here. Never binge alone again. Okay, enjoy your favorite shows with other fans whenever you watch. I think I understand what you're doing. This iPhone image, I don't know if it's intentional. The fact that it's over here feels like it's teasing me a bit. I wish it was located a little bit like this form. I wish the form was, I tried to leave the page, but it wasn't. And if I wish the form was over here, and then this image was over here a little bit, because you've got some interesting things there that I think explain your story visually. But they're getting lost being pushed off the page this way today. Vote on our next show, email. I don't understand what the early access is. You're saying vote on our next show and then get early access. There's not a great, what's the reason I need to sign up right now? Is it so I can, are you trying to get people to vote? Or are you trying to get people to get early access? Or should it say watch together in this space? The call to action is just not super clear on this page, what's going on. The headlines, read and post reactions from your favorite moment in the show, sync to your show like a freaking wizard. I don't understand what that means. Spoilers, this is your, if I read all these headlines, this is the only one. Read and post reactions from the moment in a show. Sync doesn't tell me much. Spoilers doesn't tell me much. Become the #1 fan without killing anyone. That sort of plays the story. These two middle headlines, if you read each of the headlines together, should read like a story. And these just feel out of place. And I don't understand what value they're adding to the show. I wish this was clearer explained, like watch shows online together with fans, or watch watch shows socially, or just something a little bit more, because now I get it. Like I read the headlines a bit more and I get your story, but I don't feel like this sub headlines really explains what you're going to do for people here. But I think you've got a really cool service where you can let people in different states or out of touch friends watch shows together, or watch it with a group of fans at a certain time together. I get it, but I think you're just missing on telling that story. And I had to read a lot more of the headlines to be able to understand that story here. Quickly, I'll sign up. I'll vote for Arrested Development. Great, I'm on the wait list number, want early access, skip the line by referring to friends. You could just make this, you're on the wait list, and just say skip the line by referring to friends, just one headline. It simplifies it a little bit to get the line. You've got a video here, which I love adding a video on a thank you page telling the story. That's a good thing to do. It's a decent experience. I just wish the headlines told the story a little bit better. The main headline and the sub headlines on this page told the story about what your product is a little bit better on the page. So that's all I've got for today. I'm Josh at KickoffLabs.com. Izzy is Izzy at KickoffLabs.com. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more landing page reviews. If you have any feedback about this, I'll hang around, and Izzy and I will hang around in the chat for a little bit, and you can also email us. If you're not using Kickoff Labs, you should. We're the easiest way to create landing page campaigns that go viral. Use our landing pages, use the landing page from any other provider, but add that viral boost to your page, because we truly believe the future of marketing is to get people engaged from day one of any campaign. And to get people engaged means getting them out, getting them to spread your message, because people are immune to ads, but they're less immune to their friends telling them, less immune to the word of mouth. And so that's what we specialize in. We add that viral loop to people's sign-up forms, and you can get amazing results in a short amount of time with it. So try it out. Tell your friends about our service. Let us know what you think, and send us any feedback you've got. Thanks all.